All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching Talking Sports some more with Maurice, and I'm back like I never left. Man, after all that rain and storm and all that madness, Mother Nature tried to come through and just ruffle my little farmed-in feathers, but it's all good. Day to recover. Everything is look like it's getting back to a normality. I made some little subtle changes, some movements in the farm den, and now it's all good. It's beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I'm still doing my drinks, y'all. So I'm making a hot toddy, made with some aged dark rum here. I got some honey, got some lemon, of course, and the tea that I'm using. Check this out. It's called passion flower tea. So it definitely has some nice flavors to it. Now let's get right back down to it. Picking up where we left off, the Niners were playing the Raiders. We all know how that came about. As far as with our defense giving us that amount of points, which was 34. Oh, let me make sure I'm putting a spoonful of honey. I don't think our defense was exposed, but I tell you what, what's been happening lately, we want to make sure we stay sharp as attack. And things got really interesting in Week 18 of the NFL. Week 18, we showed like one of the biggest upsets. But really wasn't upset. The Lions swept the Packers. Hold on a minute. After all the turmoil and the rain and the damage, finally gonna do a video. I'm going to continue making this hot toddy real quick, and stay tuned. All right, look like the weed whacking have subsided here. The 49ers, Week 17, took care of business against their, some type of fan rival more than anything else. 37-34 in overtime, which was a thriller. Was at my mother-in-law's house, kicking it out there in Exeter. We had a great time. I made some asada sliders, some asada quesadillas, and yeah, it was a jump off for real. Jets were eliminated. Patriots were eliminated. As far as with me picking the Packers over the Vikings, that happened, and I was like, damn, here come Week 18. The 49ers had a chance at the number 1 seed, but Jalen Hurts did play. They took care of business over the Giants. As far as with the Eagles, boom, Eagles number 1 seed. 49ers took care of business over the Cardinals. And it was, the first play of the game. This is what sometimes you got to worry about with the 49ers. Is that, yeah, we got a much improved secondary. However, it seems like the big plays are there against our defense. First play, Cardinals, like, damn, made us look terrible. We took care of business, ended up being the 2nd seed. Now, what happened with the Packers after beating the Vikings? Seattle took care of business over the Rams, eliminating the Lions, who were scratching and clawing to get in the playoffs. That was definitely exciting for that fan base. They have a lot to look forward to, so they should definitely keep their chin up. But they went in Lambeau. They flexed the game. Going prime time. Aaron Rodgers at home versus the Lions. He had a horrible game versus the Lions in the first go around. Second game, it was, the Lions came to play. And they say, even though we're eliminated, we're taking you with us. And that's exactly what they did. Wow, Lions, they eliminated the Packers, which definitely felt good. to their fans, as far as with the Lions. So let's go ahead and move on to the wild card. Wild card weekend, the 49ers facing their division foes, the Seattle Seahawks. You look at the first couple of throws, well, really the first throw of Purdy. Looked a little nervous, didn't know where that was going. Second play, he hooked up with Debo. I mean, Brock Purdy seems to be special. You know, in his first playoff game, I was looking, watching with my partner, he diehard Seattle fan, was in here kicking it, had my bros in the house, everything was all good, but it was just looking at Brock Purdy like, damn, this is Mr. Relevant. This is the last pick in the draft. I mean, you definitely, no matter what, he has seized this opportunity of being a starting quarterback in the NFL. Seized that opportunity. 49ers win big, 41-23. That's the whole thing with the 49ers in the last couple of weeks. Now, as far as with the Buffalo Bills, let me go ahead and chime on that, because I was watching that Monday night game as DeMar Hamlin, went to tackle. Everything was pretty much routine. I watched this game in my game room. Everything was cool. And when this play happened, right in the first quarter, at that time, Bengals had took the ball, drove downfield, scored a touchdown. Bills got the ball, went downfield, settled for a field goal. Bengals were driving back downfield. I mean, this was looking like it's going to be a slobber knocker of a game, right? And then the unfortunate occurred. On the replay, I was watching this live, so they didn't show the camera wasn't on the exact moment where he fell. The camera was facing the crowd. Then they showed him the replay where he got up, everything was good, took a step back and fell. And at that time, the game stopped and everything. But when you're watching it, go back and watch. The trainers, they went in there and they booked it back. Bengals trainer. It's like, oh shit, something happened. They kept going back and forth from commercials or whatever. When they came back from the first commercial, they showed all the Bengals side. There was no sideline, right? Next commercial, you see the Bills. Wasn't no sideline. Everybody on the field. I said, they're not playing no more. The competitive spirit was done. And then when Troy Aikman announced that they was admonishing CPR, that's a whole different feeling right there at that moment. And you feel like the NFL, I just want to set the record straight. The NFL didn't stop that game. The players and the coaches did. And we found out, pretty much days later that the coach like, I don't feel like coaching this game. I feel like I'm gonna be at the hospital. Zach Taylor pretty much felt the same way as far as not playing. Players out there crying. I know Stephon Diggs, tried to do what he had to do, but as far as it not being a game anymore, the human element definitely took a play. So NFL stopping the game, stop that nonsense. Players and coaches, they wasn't playing that game no more. They was serious about that 5-minute intermission. Like, okay, we're gonna regroup, wipe your tears, let's go ahead and finish this game. The NFL had the same mind frame as Skip Bayless. I think I should pour this off camera. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing right there. And also, what was a beautiful thing was DeBar Hamlin was able to recover. He was in the ICU for a few days. They say this, brought the, everybody together again and all that good stuff. So hopefully, it touched folks' lives that, these guys are not just football players, but there's fathers, there's sons, all of that. They're humans. All right. See, here's the thing with the Bengals and Bills. That game was not rescheduled here, so it was a scratch as far as with the schedule here. Boom, the Bills, they went on to play the Miami Dolphins in the first round of the playoffs. Dolphins had their third string quarterback, Tyler, what's his name, Thompson, whatever it is, Skylar Thompson. He played damn good. I mean, the defense was forcing turnovers, and Tony Romo had a bad day at the office as far as with doing his commentary. The Bills, they squeaked out the victory 34-31 over Miami. Again, this is something that the Dolphins can hang their head high, knowing that, hey, the future looks bright down there in South Beach. I mean, they didn't have Tua, they didn't have Raheem Mostert. So, again, next season, everything is going to be looking on the up and up. And I can't say the same thing about the Minnesota Vikings, who end up having a third seed facing the New York Football Giants. Vikings were at home, but what my concerns was, of course, I was going for the Vikings, but my concern was the Vikings' run defense. Saquon Barkley got off and pretty much became, in my eyes, the undisputed leader of the locker room. As far as with his play on the field, rallying the troops on the sidelines, when he was on the bench. Saquon Barkley, the Giants took care of business over the Vikings here. The Bengals, they was in a similar situation, as far as facing a team with their third string quarterback. This game, you look at the game like this, okay? Lamar Jackson in the game, you could have really expect better quarterback play. The Ravens could have went ahead and took care of business with Lamar Jackson at the helm. His value is duly noted. Harbaugh was talking about something about 200%. Maybe that's a sign of $200 million contract. We'll see. Ravens, they fell short. Goal line play. Try to stick the ball in there. Fuck it. Bengals took care of business over the Ravens 24-17. That primetime game, Monday night primetime game, showcased the Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Dallas Cowboys stomped a mud hole in the Buccaneers' ass and walked it dry. Leaving no doubt. That's the only thing I was questioning about Dallas. Can they get out of the first round? And they did just that. Now they're going on the road facing the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers have won 11 in a row. They're hosting Dallas Cowboys. A lot of rich history between those two teams. Let's see what happens. Bang, bang, not a game. Giants will be facing the Eagles. Here we go. The Giants, I talked about this team like they was a redhead stepchild. I didn't believe in them, said they were not going to make it to the playoffs. I had no faith in them. Then now they're in the second round, the divisional round, facing a division opponent. You look at it like this can be a winnable game for the Giants. Jalen Hurts is not 100%. A.J. Brown, he's a thoroughbred. They got some other playmakers. Let's see how that will all play out. We're going to find out this evening. Now, rematch. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out who was really going to win that game between the Bengals and Bills. This game was destined to play. So this is pretty much the rescheduled game with everything on the table. And the way I was looking at it, the game was really shifting towards Bengals beating the Bills on Monday Night Football. The game was suspended. Boom, here we go in the playoffs. I'm going with the Niners. I think the Eagles can pull it out. But this game is like, you really don't know. You know, you really don't know. Toss and turn about this game, but Josh Allen has got to stop turning the ball over for them to secure the victory. Possibly face the Chiefs in the championship game. We'll know later on this afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Bills in that game. I got the Chiefs beating the Jags. Yes. Am I a homer? To a degree, to a default, because I'm like, if we don't have a good product on the field, I'm not going to say we're a good team. If we have a good product on the field, if we hit on all three phases, then you damn right. So stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching. I'm back like I never left. Everything is situated with. Good luck to your team in the playoffs. Bang, bang, now.
And I'm here to let you know, if you're not getting your sports and more from Maurice, you're being left out. So make sure you get your info from a real one. Sports from